The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development's mission statement is that fostered youth emerge from the foster care system vulnerable to substance abuse with little opportunity to obtain higher education and/or develop life skills. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development empowers youth that are in and are transitioning out of the foster care system to overcome the struggles and challenges by providing them substance abuse prevention, life skill training, and workforce development programs. You guys are doing great work. Foster programs and fostering aging out is a serious thing that's happening in our community. Speaking on behalf of the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is Marsialle Arbuckle. Let's welcome Marsialle.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marsialle Arbuckle, and I'm the founder, executive director, and the chairman of the board of directors for the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is a 501c3 nonprofit public charity that provides substance abuse prevention, life skills development, and workforce development for youth that are in and transitioning out of the foster care system. Now, I know that because I'm in Detroit, I have a very brilliant audience, so I'm going to keep you engaged and keep you hanging on the edge of your seat. I want you to watch my right hand, and every time I raise my right hand, I want you to say 3 words. Those 3 words are see it through. Let's practice. See it through. Okay, now I can't tell you about my foundation unless I tell you a little bit about me. When I was 2 years old, myself, my 3-year-old brother, and my 4-year-old brother were left standing on the steps of the city courthouse by our biological parents who were heroin addicts. But that's okay because the person who discovered us standing there was a social worker, and that social worker took us to Child Protective Services, and we were placed in the foster care system. Now, my oldest brother, he was placed in one home, and my brother next to me, we were placed in a separate home. My oldest brother, he was bounced from 7 different homes between the age of 4 and 15. But the home that my brother and I were placed in, we were lucky. We were placed in a Christian home, and we were raised up until we graduated from high school and went away to college. I graduated from Indiana University summa cum laude, moved to Detroit, and worked with the Ford Motor Company for 27 years. And after 27 years, with just 36 months left to go to full retirement, I got the old tap on the shoulder. And I got upset, and I sat down, and I said, I'm going to tell my story. And I wrote this book called I Got a Story to Tell. But when I started telling my story, it was how I made it through the foster care system. And I found out that my story was different from most youth that are in the foster care system because 65% of the boys that transition out of foster care, they transition into prison. 45% of the young women that transition out of foster care transition into homelessness, prostitution, and substance abuse. And only 2% can tell my story that they went to college, graduated, and live a productive life. So I started the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development to change those statistics. My foundation was born and raised in the Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, where Charles Gilchrist Adams and his son Christian Adams helped me to get the foundation off the ground. And then I went to Liberty Bank with $1 in my pocket, and they gave me a facility. I remember the night that I put my wife in the car and we went down to look at the house that the bank gave me, and I said, honey, here's the house that the bank gave me. She said, honey, can we give it back? But because it was in such bad condition. But then thanks to Maxwell House Coffee and the Drops of Good campaign, I was able to get a $50,000 extreme makeover on that property, and today we house young men that are transitioning out of the foster care system, and we also give our summer youth employment program where we are sending youth off to college at 3 times the rate of the national average according to Wayne State's evaluation program. And so, thank you. And so therefore, after working with the foundation, I remember a story that when I was just 4 years old, all of the kids were giving me a hard time and teasing me because I was in foster care. So I went in and I was crying to my foster mother saying, why did God make me have to be a foster child? But she said God did it for a special reason because somebody had to be a foster child. And it had to be you because you want to grow up and be just like your superhero. He's faster than a speeding bullet. He's more powerful than a locomotive. He can bend steel with his spare hands. You all know who I'm talking about. It's Superman, because Superman was a foster child. His parents were having problems and they sent him down here to earth to live in a foster home. And so I believed in that. And from that point on to this day, I've been trying to be somebody. And we know that somebody is the person that does what anybody could do, but nobody's doing it because everybody knows that somebody's going to do it, and somebody has to stand up for youth in foster care, and I am somebody. Now you ask me, what am I teaching those young people in foster care? Well, I'm teaching them that when you're up against some trouble, meet it squarely face to face, plant your feet and shut your shoulders, lift your chin and take a brace, and when the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, you may fail, but you may conquer. See you. Black may be the clouds about you and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. And when the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you'll be set, but remember you're simply facing what other men have met. So if you fall still fighting, don't give up whatever you do. Keep your eyes to the front, your head high to the finish, and thank you everybody, and bless you my lovely wife.